As you know, at Ecofires and Stoves, we've always liked to thoroughly test our wood burners. This is to get a really good indication of each model's capabilities and each model's restrictions, if you like, because they are all different in their own right. And it's not necessarily a quality thing, it's just that they've got their own personalities, these wood burners. So it enables us to give the right information to you to make the right choice. So that's what it's all about today. In the near future, I'm going to be testing quite a few different stoves and doing some reviews on them for you. So hopefully this might help you out as we're getting into the season. You may be looking for a wood burner. So today's victim is going to be a Charnwood model. Charnwood is a great British manufacturer based in Newport on the Isle of Wight. We've got a really good relationship with Charnwood and we like their ethics as well. They're a great, proud company. They've got great ethics, like I say, especially when it comes to clean burning, the environment and everything else that's current. So today is going to be the Charnwood Aire. Like I say, it's one of their new models, 5 kilowatt stoves, so I'd like to show you a few things on it. So here we have our showroom display. This is the Charnwood Aire stove in their gunmetal finish, which is lovely. Let's go on about some plus points about this lovely little stove. First of all, it is a very, very pretty stove, as you can see. It's got a lovely design with a large viewing area, which is what everybody wants these days. Obviously, like I say, the gunmetal finish just suits this stove, but they come in other colours as well, and obviously the normal black. One good feature that I like about this, after testing it, what I did discover was this stove was on for a very long time. We had it running all day. This handle was really cool to the touch. That's down to the material it's made out of, the fact that it's on the side of the stove, not in front of the stove like some handles where the radiant heat can get to it and heat it up. So it is a proper cool touch handle. That's one design that I really noticed when I was using it throughout the day. Another good point about this stove is the controls. Single control in the centre of the stove. It's got a lovely feel of quality to it. Like you get with a lot of quality things. You can feel it's got a nice bit of resistance, so you can feel exactly where the controls are set. So another feature I like, and you get that on just most Charnwood stoves, especially their premium range, which includes the island stoves and the cove stoves. Okay, so this is a nominal 5 kilowatt stove. It's not a small stove, so like I say, it's nominal 5, but the range is actually 2 to 7 kilowatt, like you see on a lot of 5 kilowatt stoves that are slightly bigger. So there's no difference there, but in fact this stove it's got 84% efficiency, which is fantastic for a wood burning stove. And like I say, Charnwood are constantly striving to make that better and better. And it truly is. I mean, when a great test to this efficiency that we see is the way it runs, the way it burns. It's so clean. I'll demonstrate that to you in a minute. It can take a 300 mil log, which is good for a 5 kilowatt stoves. Most logs you buy, if you're buying cut logs, they're usually 200, 220 mil as standard, so 300 mil, not a problem at all. Another feature I really like on this stove is when you get a wood burner, the majority of the time they don't come with an ash pan. People like ash pans for ease of emptying. So normally with a wood burner, you burn the wood on the deck of the stove, straight on a flat bed, and then after quite a few days of use, you'd then scoop some ash out. With the Charnwood Aire, you have an ingenious little idea. It's a flat ash pan. It sits on the bed, so the ash pan is actually the bed for the fuel where you build your ash up. And when you want to empty it, you just take that out and you as I got here, a Charnwood ash carrier. Just empty it out, simple to do. Put it back in, ready to go. You do that on this stove, I would say, if you're using it throughout the winter, you won't do, you probably only doing that once a week. That's the same with a lot of top-end stoves now. They really do burn the ash down to like a really fine powder. So now I've shown you all that, the plus points. There are some negatives with everything. Not really bad stuff. One of them is, this is quite a deep stove. So on some openings that are a little bit shallow, it's going to stick out a little bit further than some. Some people don't mind, some people do mind that. But that's all part of the design of the stove. Another thing is, one of the reasons this stove runs so well is because it's got a 6-inch outlet. Lots of 5 kilowatt stoves come with a 5-inch outlet. That can restrict some installations. If you've got a smaller chimney, you can't reduce this to a 5-inch, it's got to stay on a 6-inch. So there's going to be some that it can't go in. But the reason it's got a 6-inch pipe on it is because it makes it work properly. One of the main things that we've noticed with a 6-inch flue on a stove with a big window is when you come to refueling, you open the door, you don't get smoke spilling out because it's getting sucked nice and hard out of the 6-inch pipe. On some 5 kilowatt stoves with a big window, you open the window, and because there's not enough draw, you get spillage into the room. So it's definitely not form over function, this stove. It's built to do a job, and it does it really, really well. I'm going to light this stove now and give you a demonstration of just how clean it looks, and the nature's TV going on with the big window. So here we go. This is the Charnwood Aire 5. It's been alight for about 10 minutes now. As you can see, unlike a lot of stoves, it doesn't take long to get there. It's not up to working temperature properly yet, but there's enough fire going on there for you to see the wonderful flame picture that we've got. It's a huge window on this for the output of the stove. That's what most people are going to like. But it also works well. One of these things, big window, hard to keep clean when they're running, especially when they're not up to temperature. As you can see, it's perfectly clear, and that's all down to the high quality air wash. That's the hot air going down the front of the glass to clean off the soot. A bit like a self-cleaning oven. They need to be really hot to work. So that's working straight away. It doesn't need any more time to get that feature going. Like I say, the nice control on this, very, very responsive. You can shut that stove down to a nice tick over. Once it's up to full temperature, you will be able to shut it down even further, but it's not quite up there to get going properly. I can set it just about there at the moment. Like I say, another half an hour, that'll be even more responsive, but it's a lovely gentle tick over on this stove. It will happily run. I've got about 4 logs in this thing because I wanted to get it up running quite quick. Once this is up to temperature, it will happily run with 1 log, running at about 2.5 kilowatts with no adverse effects on the stove. Another sign of quality that. I'm going to leave this heating up so that we can get it up to full temperature. I say, this handle, it is cold. It's not warm. At the moment, that's cold. And like I say before, when I had this running all day, it barely got warm when we was using it, which is a great feature. Just want to show you, you open the stove like normal, gently to start with, to stop the ash going everywhere. As you can see with this stove, there's no spillage, there's no smoke pouring out. Everything's going up the baffle in the correct way. That's because of the 6-inch pipe that I talked about. So it's not a limitation, it's there for a reason. And you can see it works superbly well. So there we have it. Can't say an awful lot negative about this stove. It is brilliant. Charnwood are brilliant. Like their other models we've been doing for many years, they're a product you don't get problems with. But this one we particularly like. It's just goes without saying. So look forward to fitting a few of these in the future. And wait for our next reviews. We're going to be doing reviews on other Charnwood stoves. There's also Dean Forge we're going to be doing, another British manufacturer, and some of the Scandinavian stoves. So watch this space for more information. See you soon.